Hey, what's up guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2025 Retro Card Waves Flash Thompson Agent Venom. And yeah, I know I'm wearing a DC hoodie for a Marvel figure review. I'm not trying to troll over here, I just had this on already. But anyway, I am very happy to get this figure as I'm looking at it already. I don't know how excited I actually feel. The head looks a little bit big. That's my first criticism. And the back of the hands and the square thing. I'm getting ahead of myself already. But anyway, Flash Thompson Venom. I really do like Flash Thompson, the character. He is very cool. And this Agent Venom is very cool too. I read a lot of books with this version of Venom in it. Anyway, nice artwork right over there. On the back, you can see a product shot and all the other figures from the wave. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. Nothing on the top or bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, if you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so.
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Agent Venom out of the packaging, looking pretty cool. There are things that I really do like about this figure. I can't lie to you guys, I have been having fun with it. However, I have some serious complaints about the figure, things about the design choices with this figure that I'm kind of just really interested about and curious why they went in a certain direction. Anyway, we'll get into all those complaints and all those praises, but first, let's get a closer look at the accessories. So we do get 3 sets of hands, which I can't complain about. I'm happy to see these. We get fist hands, weapon holding hands, and then we get these clawing hands, and then we get these 2 fake weapons, which for me personally, I would rather have the more realistic looking weapons, especially for this character, and Hasbro's done a decent job at this before, and we'd seen these with the Chameleon, so from the same wave, they made the same 2 guns. So you can see I did get him armed with other realistic weapons from other companies and some other Marvel Legends weapons. And then one thing I did here was I wanted to see if a Deadpool gun would go into the holster, and I'm happy to see that. So that can fit in there if you want to do that. And I'm happy that the one that it came with fits into the holster as well. With the last version, we had these faux guns that you could not take out of holsters, which drove me crazy. So I'm happy that functions. And while I still think the shape is off on the back of these hands, I do like that they're sculpted on there and not just painted on, so that's cool. You can see they missed the mark ever so slightly on some of them. Then we have the horizontal hinge right there for the weapon hands and the vertical hinges for the clawing hands and the fist hands. Which again, even the clawing hands are new with that pattern sculpted on there. I would have expected them to take the cheap route with that, but nope. So here's looking at the Flash Thompson head sculpt, and I do like it. It does look a little oversized for the rest of the body though. However, I really think that's more of an issue with the body, which we're going to get into in just a moment. So yeah, this looks good. For me, I do like the subtle flesh tone variances that you can see in the paint right over here. The eyes look good. The hair sculpt, I'd like to see a little bit more paint in there in the creases and stuff, but I really do like how they sculpted this. So I am pretty happy with the Flash Thompson head. Not a lot to complain about there, but as far as the masked head, there are some artists that draw this with the big eyes right here, but these lines shouldn't be that large in my opinion. As I bring up some reference images, you can see some artists draw Flash Thompson Venom thinner, some of them draw him a lot bulkier. I prefer the bulkier look. I don't know why they would want to go with the thinner route. It frustrates me. Doing a head sculpt comparison with the last version right here, thanks again Devil's Due, this does look better, but it doesn't sit on the head right, so I did a head swap. I'll show that off later on, but as far as the white paint applications go, they're properly applied. It's just that these lenses are just way too thick. Anyway, zooming out to look at the rest of the figure, it is just so much smaller than I wanted it to be. I mean, look at this, the torso. It just looks so tiny, man. I'm very frustrated with that. The shoulder pads look good. I like the texturing to them, even without, the parts in between the spikes. Looks really nice. The white paint applications look pretty good on the figure, so there's that. Got one little splotch missing over there. Much improved compared to the last version. I feel like this paint is a lot thinner. This is a lot more paint over here. It's just the way this is sculpted, I feel like it just should be a whole lot bulkier than it is. That's my preference anyway. I see the ribbed pattern right here in the arms. That looks pretty good. And then the forearms look pretty nice as well. I do like that. So not bad as far as the sculpt goes in the arms. And then here's the belt. We'll get into the articulation momentarily. And then you can see the white paint does look pretty good on the legs. I can't complain too much about the legs, you know. Wish they gave him real weapons, though. And there's the Agent Venom crack, and then we got some more texturing. And I like how this part has a little bit more of a glossy sheen in the black plastic compared to the knees and the thighs right over there. I do see a little bit of a dull color in the knees. It's slightly lighter in black color than it is compared to right over here. Ooh, I got a new email. But anyway, these don't shift around. You can see a little bit of that cast iron finish in there that I do like. And then the boots look pretty good with the treads, and you get peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Now, compared to the previous Agent Venom figure, this one has much better articulation. Now, we do get a ball joint right over here. It's a double ball joint at the head and in the neck. I prefer to have a hinge, so he will look up just that far. You can move his head down that much. It will turn side to side, and you get pivoting right there. No butterfly joints, but you can move the shoulders up and out above, right around the 90-degree mark, yeah. And you can see how these shoulder pads move around. They also rotate with the shoulder joint, which is really nice. You get a bicep swivel. You have that nice pinless double-jointed elbow right there, bending all the way in. These gun-holding hands, we already went over the hinge articulation. They also swivel right there. You have the diaphragm cut and diaphragm pivoting. Crunches forward that much, crunches back that much. I'm not seeing paint getting all screwed up on my figure, which is nice. I am extremely bummed out that we don't have a waist cut over here. Now, I'd prefer to have a ball joint down here, but there's just nothing at the waist, which, damn, man, I really feel like it could use that articulation, especially because it does look weird sometimes splitting up the logo right there on the torso. So having that option would have been really nice to have. Do like that cast iron finish that we see on the armor, though. That does look cool. But anyway, with the gun and holster and everything, you can get the hips to move outward that far. He can kick forward at 90 degrees. I would have preferred more than that. And then he moves back just a little bit, upper thigh cut. And then you have these nice pinless double-jointed knees. No boot rotation. I wish we had a boot cut somewhere in there. Ankles move down. They move up, and he does have beautiful ankle pivot. It's actually not the most beautiful ankle pivot, to be honest with you. It's got a little bit of a weird angle to it. It's fairly stiff. These little cuff pieces kind of get in the way, but it's there. Then here's your Flash Thompson Agent Venom figure comparison, and I don't know why they went so small with this version. This size would have been fine, and I like the bulkier armor right over here, or the bulletproof vest. It has way less articulation, though. But anyway, let's do a little head swap here fast. And yeah, that looks a little bit weird. It looks strange the way this head sits on there. I wonder if maybe if I raise this on the ball peg a little bit higher, it will look a little bit better having the new head on the older figure. It doesn't look as bad. I don't know. I feel like this doesn't look as bad as that does right there. That's just really weird. Then I wanted to put the Flash Thompson head on this figure just to see. Yeah, that head's really sunken in there, but actually it scales okay. Doesn't look too awful. Just looks like he doesn't have a neck, though. Then for another Agent Venom comparison, you can see our new Agent Venom next to the Marvel Select Agent Venom. And yeah, similar complaint with this one. It's just thin at the upper torso. You know, I do wish this was a little bit wider up top as well. At least this one sticks out at the chest a little bit more than that one. This is still a very cool figure. Can I do a head swap with this one? Let's see. Oh, but man, look at that range of movement. You could really look up. And here's new Agent Venom next to the Agent Anti-Venom figure, which I have on display. I really like this version a lot, and I remember almost tearing up when he died. Spoiler alert. And he was Space Venom after this, right? I'm trying to remember correctly. Sometimes I get the alternate aliases mixed up. Anyway, I wanted to pop this head off over here, put on the Flash head just to show it off, just to see what that would look like, you know, and it does look pretty cool. Oh, while I don't use the tendrils with this figure, I will admit it would have been cooler if this figure came with the tendrils that you could plug in on the back. That would have been nice. There's an Agent Venom figure next to our Space Knight Venom right here, which is from the 2-pack, and I forgot to review that 2-pack set. I think it only cost me $50 for the 2 figures. Not that I'm just mentioning $50 figures for no reason or anything. I'm just saying that definitely felt like it was a value. We'll see with the Maximum Series Spider-Man. It's crazy. People are so mad at me because I think, well, wait till you get it in hand to see what's wrong with that. Then here's the new Agent Venom next to a whole bunch of other Venoms. We have the Mania figure right there, Eddie Brock Venom from the 3-pack, Mac Gargan Venom, and we have the Punisher Venom. Venom Party, yeah! And here's Agent Venom next to my two latest favorite Spider-Man figures from Marvel Legends. We have the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, and we have the VHS 2-pack animated series Spider-Man. I wanted to put a Flash Thompson head on these because there is an issue, or at least one issue anyway, where Flash Thompson helps out Spidey by dressing as Spider-Man. And you can see how that fits over there. And you can see how that fits over there. Yeah, so scales well with the Spider-Man figures. It's just that this figure is just damn short, man. I wish it wasn't so damn small. And then here's Agent Venom next to all of the other figures from the wave. And I actually think this is a pretty decent wave. Not a great wave. A lot of 7s in here. So to rank these figures, I'm going to start at the bottom. I am giving it to Electro, even though I ended up liking the figure more than I thought I would. And then above that, I am giving it to Spider-Boy. And then above that, I am giving it to the Agent Venom. And then above that, Kane. And then at the number 2 spot, I will give it to the Spider-Man Unlimited figure, which I liked way more than I thought I was going to. That one really surprised me. And then at the number 1 spot, I am giving it to the Chameleon figure. This Chameleon figure is badass, dude. I really like it a lot. And please let me know your ranking. I am very curious to know. If I read your ranking down below, I will give it a heart. Then here's Agent Venom. Next to your average 6-inch scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Huh. Kind of short for a Venom trooper, aren't you? Little guy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to show some love to the channel by hitting that like button. And if you're new here and you want to support the content, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to enjoy the perks that we have offered on this channel, you can hit that join button down below. And this figure, I still had fun with. I still enjoyed, but overall I am disappointed with it. It's just a lot smaller than I wanted it to be. Now, there could be people out there thinking, the size is just fine. I don't mind at all. But for me personally, I think it should have been just a little bit bigger. I think it should have been a little bit bulkier. And yeah, you can go off of some of those images that I found online and be totally, quote-unquote, right in then wanting that smaller version or this smaller version. But I personally think that it would have been cooler if he was bigger. And if he had actual real-life weapons instead of, like, you know, the sci-fi weapons, that would have been better too. Anyway, I wanted to get 2 of these at first just to have a Thunderbolts version to repaint, but now I'm kind of questioning making that move. I don't know. I am more bummed out about the figure than I thought I was going to be. So at the price point of around 25 bucks, I'm going to give this Agent Venom a Sud rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so you got to let me know in the comment section below. If you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. Now we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.